Hey there, well today we're going to talk about what I expect to see happen in the Airdrie real estate market in 2024, where I think we're headed with prices, sales, and the overall flow of the market here this coming year. I'm Brad Walker, your local Airdrie Realtor, and if you've been watching this channel for a while, first off, thank you for watching, and secondly, you might remember I did do a 2023 prediction video as well, so we're going to discuss not only my upcoming predictions, but also how accurate or not accurate my predictions for 2023 were as well. So if you like these prediction videos, go down and give this video a thumbs up. And first off, let's start with sales here in Airdrie. And before you watch this video, if you didn't watch our year-end review video that was posted just a couple days ago, go back and watch that one and come back to this one. So if you saw our 2023 review video, you saw that we ended up here in Airdrie with 1,869 sales last year. So let's take a look back at the 2023 prediction and see what I predicted for sales in 2023. So now, coming off a year with such high sales and big records set, do I expect that we're going to see even more sales in 2023? No, I don't. I think we're going to taper back a bit with our sales. I actually think we're going to end up about 20% less sales in 2023. So I'm going to predict that for this year, we're going to be looking at about 2,000 sales within Airdrie this year. Well, that prediction of sales being down about 20%, around 2,000 sales, turned out to be fairly close, but was still a little higher than the sales we ended up with. So year over year, our sales were down 24% in 2023 as compared to 2022. So what do I think we'll see in 2024? Well, our winter months heading into the new year were stronger in 2023 than they were in 2022, and sales in November and December of 2023 were almost identical to what we saw in 2021, right before things took off like crazy in spring 2022. So for sales, I'm expecting an increase of about 10% over 2023, which would give us about 2,050 sales within the year here in Airdrie. Now the wild card to this one will be how much supply we see in the market. Now I'm fairly confident that the demand is going to be there, especially with the interest rates moving down now, but will we have enough new listings to feed that demand throughout the year? That's going to be the real question here, and we're just going to have to wait and see. All right, so 2,050 sales is my prediction for 2024. Now let's talk about the flow of the market here in 2024, but first let's look back on what I had predicted last year for 2023 and compare that to what actually happened. I am expecting that our spring season is going to hit still a little bit earlier than you'd expect, and we might be really busy from the March to May or March to June time frame. All right, well from that you can see that I was expecting more of a typical spring market, with the busiest time being from March until May or June or so. Now the front end of that was true. Our spring market did ramp up in March of 2023 compared to where we saw it happen in January in 2022, but it held on for longer than I was expecting because we saw peak sales numbers all the way up until August, and then things started tapering off into the fall. So here in 2024, how do I expect the flow of the market to be? Well, moving into January with much stronger sales numbers than we saw last year, and with interest rates going down this January instead of going up, I think that's going to mean an earlier spring market here this year. I expect we'll see good activity in January, but I think our spring market will really ramp up in February and go right through into the summer around July, where I think we'll start to see more of a seasonal taper off right in the middle of summer, right around July there. Now, of course, what happens with interest rates is definitely going to affect how the market flows this year, especially with our interprovincial buyers, but I think we'll continue to see a seller's market for at least the first half of the year for sure, before possibly inching more towards a balanced market by the fall or winter. And I think it's a good chance we see our month supply overall in Airdrie get back down to right around that 1 month mark, even maybe just a little bit below, before going back up toward the 2 month mark in the fall and winter time, which would put us in a very hot seller's market in the first part of the year and closer to that balanced market by the end of the year. All right, well now let's look at prices, and first let's take a look at what I predicted for prices in 2023. Maybe 5-6% up throughout those spring months, and then I think we're going to see towards the last half of the year, again, the market fading off a little bit, balancing out, and coming back down to where we end the year off with maybe increase of 3 or 4%. as an average across all the home styles. All right, so I predicted that by mid-year we'd be up around 5 to 6% in prices across all housing styles compared to the beginning of the year, and by the end of the year we'd have tapered off to see an overall 4% price increase from January to December. Now the first part of that prediction was not far off. By mid-year 2023, we were sitting at an overall price increase of 7.5% in Airdrie. But the last part of my prediction was quite a bit off. I was expecting prices would taper off like we'd seen the year before, but prices kept increasing throughout the year, except for a slight decrease in December. And we finished off 2023 with an overall price increase of 9.7% higher than we started the year. So what do I expect to happen with prices in 2024? Well, the way our activity seems to be headed right now, I think we're looking at more increases here this year. I'm expecting that we see overall prices move up 8% in 2024 here in Airdrie, with most of the increases coming in the first 6 to 8 months of the year, and then remaining fairly flat for the last 4 to 6 months of 2024. Now there's definitely arguments to be made for this being more or less, but that's what I'm going with for our prices. Well, there you have my predictions for our Airdrie real estate market in 2024. Now I'll have to see how it plays out. Of course, no one knows what's going to happen. All we can do is look at the data and make our best assumptions. Now comment down below. I really want to see what you guys think is going to happen in our market here in this coming year, whether that's moving up, moving down. I want to hear from you in the comments and see what everyone's feeling here moving into 2024. And again, my name is Brad Walker, your local Airdrie realtor, and if you're planning to sell in Airdrie or buy a home in Airdrie in 2024, I would love to help. So reach out anytime and we can start making a plan to make your move happen. Well, have a happy new year and we'll see you in the next video.